Welcome to Highway 1 RC. I'm your host, Chris Vila, Nitro J. And Jay, tell them the special guest we got at the table with us, man.
BC Race from Down with the Sickness. How you doing?
Hey, man, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be in your presence.
Thank you, BC.
And
thank you.
If you're gonna unbox six-wheelers, this is the man to do it with, right? So, I mean, you know, we just literally just took it out the box. This is ours, brand new. But BC, before we tell them what we think of just touch-hand perception, what do you like about these things, man?
Well, I've always been into different trucks. My first 6x6 custom one was probably 4.5 years old now. But you know, back in the day, if you wanted a 6x6, you either had to make one out of Axial by extending the chassis and using their AR60 axles and using the plastic pass-through for the middle axle. That was our only option for a long time until RC 4-wheel drive came out with their 6x6s, and yeah, I had to get one of those too. But one of the things about those 6x6s, they were all beasts, you know, crawl anything. However, as most know now, the turning radiuses were, you needed a country mile to make a simple turn. That was their biggest disadvantage over a 4-wheel drive rig. But I just always liked the look of them.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, even the classical Unimog look to the, this is hard, the AMG, you know what I'm saying? Benz, you know. This is raw, you know. This is one of them Dubai type trucks right here.
Well, when Brabus started producing the 6x6s for Mercedes, man, I watched YouTube videos of that thing getting down over in
Dubai or somewhere.
Dubai and
the sand, hard.
And the Emirates.
Yes.
And man, and the sound of it was just off the chain.
These pipes.
Of course, the fellas from the British driving show wore that truck out. He was
Top
jumping
Gear,
it,
maybe?
Top Gear, yeah. He was jumping it and everything else. And I was like, yeah. So when Traxxas came out with the AMG,
To the store you went.
Yeah.
Shout out to Delta RC who hooked that up
Yes.
for him. Chino, what's up, man?
Matter of fact, I went to Delta RC and said, just here's my money, give me a call when it gets here.
And people trip. He's got two. So you know it's a trip. Like in real life, this truck is what, $350 plus $1,000 if you can get one, right? Look at this. We're having fun with this on a scale level at a scale price. You know what I'm saying?
Having more fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Because
And
we're
if
not worried about scratching it here.
If you took count, he has a total of 4 6x6s. The belt axle, the RC 4-wheel drive, and the 2 you brought today, correct?
Actually, I have 5 axles.
5.
2 built, custom built axial chassis. So,
Amazing.
yeah, I've been doing it for a little bit.
That's what's up.
As long as y'all keep making scale trucks that look like something we want in real life, watch this. Delta RC, I'm sending money. That's how it's gonna go. That's exactly how it's go.
Yes.
Because look at this, we're having fun, and like he said, we are not scared to let this thing fall off a mountain.
Right. Now, I do not have the axial one yet, but of course, I'm into mogs, so that's
happen.
probably gonna
happen.
It's gonna happen.
JJ's got them in stock.
But I'll probably do something a little different with the bed. Other than that, it's going to be mogged out.
Nice. We can't wait to see it. Can't wait.
Oh, also congratulations to JJ Customs getting in with Traxxas. That was amazing.
JJ,
That was
props,
amazing.
brother.
This was the actual first Traxxas bought at JJ Customs. First one.
We're going to show you what it does.
So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, JJ Customs, thank you, man. And it was great to be historically a part of your merger with Traxxas, because Traxxas is also known for not sharing its shelves with other products. You know what I'm saying? And that's commendable because every product is at JJ Customs.
Yes.
So me personally, I want to tell you, Traxxas, thank you. That means a lot because
And a lot of Traxxas fans gravitate to the store.
yeah,
For sure.
Now I know Traxxas, of course, built their reputation on speed and vehicles that you can send it with.
Basher.
And they survive. Yes, I have short course trucks, and I beat the axles off of those. But when they started doing crawlers, somebody at Traxxas did with the TRX4s. They got it right. When they came out with the TR6x6s, the TRX6, guys, it's about as close to cheating as you can get when it comes to rock crawling. These things are extremely capable right out of the box.
Like a tank.
Man,
It's almost like a track system when these all working together.
now I confessingly so am a scale crawler. So my crawlers, I tend not to really beat up on hard. Though I use them, don't get it twisted. I on occasion have been known to send them, but I like crawling at a scale speed. So I've really had no issues with any of my Traxxas trucks.
even with the servos, because that's been our biggest problem.
You know what? I've only fried one stock servo. My modus operandi on RTRs is I replace it as I break it.
Yeah.
Usually, as far as the electronics go, and then I have my set electronics that I replace them with.
Nice.
But of the 10 TRXs that I have, I've only smoked one servo.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
But like you said, you drive at a scale, you know.
Right.
And you know what? Check this out. You're gonna see footage of us driving with this guy too. Don't get that twisted. We are, you know. But check out these two. Look at these. I want to say shout out to ESP Josh because look, no body clips. This is what he's always
Right.
pushed on Scale Wars.
Yes.
You know. Hey Josh, big fan. Love the show.
Definitely.
And yes, Josh is one of the influences on some of my custom builds where I started trying to figure out how to get rid of body posts for sure. So I agree. Shout out to Josh.
Extreme Scale Performance on YouTube.
We're gonna link below. Hey, you know what's a trip is he's influenced everybody. If you really trip
Yeah.
about it, because he pushed it forward on being scale, and you know, and the one thing is you know his passion for it. Like he's dead ass serious. People might not like that, but he's letting you know honestly.
He
this
lives
is,
the lifestyle daily for
yeah,
the channel.
you know. So that Jason, like when we first started the show, he was like, "Yo, you gotta watch ESP," and you know, that energy, man. That's why I really think Axial. You should let him know, man. Yeah, he really pushed this no body clip thing.
Well, Josh was one of the two influences on me on my driving style and my builds. The other is Anthony Rivas. So shout out to Anthony if you're watching, brother. I believe it was his video art of crawling. So whenever someone would come to me new in the hobby, I would say, if you want to know what scaling and crawling's all about,
That's what's up.
watch
That's awesome.
Reva's Concepts Art of Crawling.
Straight up.
And I'm new.
So look it up.
No, I'm new. I'm actually about to watch that because I'm new. You know, and that's tight. You know, one thing that's been blessing is like, you know, he's one of the guys that's been doing this from the very beginning before they were actually selling crawlers. So, you know, it's great for like someone that's got that much knowledge, always pushing it forward with this thing. I'm gonna tell you something about BC. If you ever meet this man in public, he gives his RCs to strangers, just on the trail, kids, just because, you know what I'm saying? It's better to let them touch it instead of us talk about it. You know, this is us. You're sitting here watching us talk about it,
Experience.
but this man lets people experience it. Every time he's on a trail, guarantee he's letting someone experience this hobby does for you. And like,
Yeah.
what's this hobby do for you, man? Because I mean, you're one of the biggest names that ring bells in the Bay Area. You
Well,
know?
you know what? I tell people that building, driving, repairing, that's my version of yoga, okay? It's what centers me at the end of a hard day. I'll go to the man cave and wrench for an hour just
Therapy.
Thank you.
I
Total
call it
therapy.
throttle therapy, and it is.
Some of that too, you know.
Big
but,
dose.
I think I built my first crawler 2008.
Wow, that's a decade, man.
Over a
Yeah.
decade.
Yes, welcome to JJ Customs here in San Jose, California, your #1 RC hobby enthusiast store. We have more unboxings, everything from bashers, crawlers, monster trucks, 24 scale all the way up to 5th scales, and everything in between. All colors, assortments, fast, slow, it's in this house. But check it out. Here we go. Drag racing coming up right now at JJ Customs, hosted by none other 2 Chain Scalers, Adam, Dean, and Elio. We're going to have some bracket racing, no prep, Saturday, January 18th. Come one all. Highway 1 RC, JJ Customs, can't get no better.